What's up guys, Phantom here, back with episode 77 of my F1 2019 career mode, as we are going to circuit Spa de Francorchamps for the Belgium Grand Prix for round 13 of season 4 here. As you can see, it is supposed to rain in the race as we are still the fourth car in development, as we will have development in the next 3 races, 2 power and an aero package, as McLaren is taking off in development, as we will go to qualifying.
One of the mightiest tracks on the Formula One calendar. Long straights, up and downhill, Eau Rouge as well. This track isn't for the faint-hearted. The competition is certainly heating up as we head into today's qualifying. Some impressive times showing up during the previous practice sessions. Anthony Davidson, do you think we can expect a similar level of skill to be showcased during today's qualifier?
Well, I certainly hope so. The competition here is extremely tight, and I think we might see some very close times today. Remember, practice isn't just about fastest lap times though. It's about optimization, it's about ratifying your decisions. No one's going to be sweating small mistakes here and there, but in qualifying that all changes. You need to nail that perfect lap or face the consequences, and believe me, that's a lot of pressure.
As we start out here in Q2, as we are here at the bus stop chicane at the end of the lap to start our flying lap here at Spa, Belgium, as this is probably my favorite circuit of the F1 calendar. It's probably got enough flow without being chaotic, kind of like Russia. Russia's pretty chaotic with its flow, and it's a bunch of 90 degrees. But as we come up here to the bus stop again, as we go a little bit wide there, as we will grab the DRS and shoot towards the finish line, we will finish P2, 1/10 behind Leclerc, as our teammate Ricardo gets into Q3 with a 9th place there. So solid job for Renault there, as we move on to Q3 here, as it's actually gotten pretty dark out here, as it will rain for the race here, but it should stay bone dry as we try to get the best run we can out of the bus stop to try to get on pole here, as Leclerc is just a juggernaut, as they have the best aero package by far. As we come up to the bus stop once again, 100-meter board, brake, make sure to not clobber the apex, even though I hit that last one pretty hard. But as we come across the line, we will be on pole position, as we are actually running a dry setup because it will be wet in the first half of the race, but the radar said it should dry up by the second half, so we should be rapid fast in the second half of the race there, as we will move to the race.
In the 48 races held at Spa between 1950 and 2015, the race winner has only started from pole position on 16 occasions. Qualifying yesterday may have set the order for today, but expect the unexpected here at the Belgian Grand Prix. As the saying goes, of course, anything can happen. And you know what? It usually does. Spa-Francorchamps then, a 4.35-mile tour of the Ardennes countryside, with 9 right corners and 10 left corners, giving us a grand total of 19. Average lap speeds in the dry can reach about 145 miles per hour, but without a significant improvement in these conditions, we won't be seeing anything like that today. And it's an absolute pleasure to be joined once again by Anthony Davidson. Let's talk about Old Timer. That was a solid result in their last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Off the back of a fantastic qualifying session, it's time to see how our starting grid looks for today's race. Old Timer lines up on pole position, and Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. As we continue through the rest of the grid today, we have Leclerc, Sainz, Sergio Perez, and Verstappen, Vettel, Hamilton, Norris, and Daniel Ricciardo. Raikkonen, Weber, Alexander Albon, and Butler, Russell, Stroll, Kevin Magnussen, and Roman Grosjean. Hulkenberg and Daniel Kvyat completes the grid. And with lights out just moments away, it's time to go down to the track.
As I sit on pole position here for the Belgian Grand Prix, it's absolutely pouring, as the fly lights are on, and they are finally away as we get a little bit bogged down there. And Lean tried to not wheel spin as much as Baltas is to the outside of us, so we're going to have to squeeze him out there a little bit there, as him and Leclerc will go side by side up here towards Eau Rouge, as it is absolutely chucking it down as we have the full wets on, as we have to lift and slightly brake to just make Eau Rouge there, as there is a yellow flag and then quickly a green flag. As you look on the map, there are cars stopped at the top of Eau Rouge there, or Radion as people would say, as Weber, it looks like, with our teammate Ricardo there, as Weber spun, lost a bit of his end plate, and I think that's Raikkonen who's lost a bit of his, and then Weber just comes out in the middle of the track and collects one of the Toro Rosso there, so he's lost both of his end plates there, as Bottas and then Perez is at the fastest lap of the time, as we are pretty slow, but we are rapid in a straight line here. As you can see, Leclerc is right behind us, as he's just struggling to get to us here, as we will have the inside line and we will make it stick, make sure he doesn't Rosberg me and cut down my left rear tire there, as he doesn't, as he has to back out of that one. But we are not immune to making our own mistakes here through Pouan. We get a little bit oversteer there as we get on the curb and luckily don't spin, as Leclerc will tuck in behind us, but he's actually hit us a little bit there, as that has caused a effect. As you can see, he's lost a bit of his end plate.
Looks like it's probably about time we change tyres. It's a bit of a crossover period for sure, but the longer we stay out, the worse it's going to get.
As that information we got from Jeff there, we're going to make the decision to come out on intermediate tires here. We've locked straight up here at the bus stop, trying to get it slowed down. As we pull here, we kind of hit the wall there a little bit, but Perez, who is kind of the last car coming into the bus stop right now, has actually pit the lap beforehand, as he was about 4th or 5th in this group with us, as Leclerc with his damage was still pretty quick, but he was not on us as much as he was the first couple of laps. But he will change his front wing there, as Perez has passed us coming into La Source, as he will actually make the move stick coming out, as we now have to chase him down. I actually really didn't realize that, as he set the fastest lap. As I looked up, he was on intermediates. I thought he was on wets, and I was actually having to push here for the win, as we now set the fastest lap of the race, and then we set another fastest lap. As you can see, we are definitely closing up to Perez rapidly, as you can see here on the Kimmel Straight, as our dry setup with the top speed is definitely overpowering Perez here as we look to the outside here, but we're definitely not going to be able to make it move stick through the twisty parts with our dry setup and the McLaren's aerodynamics, as we are definitely much closer here, and we are passing Perez as we are coming to the inside, as we make it stick, as we are coming onto the last lap here, as we come up Eau Rouge, as we kind of get a little bit out of shape there, is Perez is going to get a run on us there, as we kind of have to go a little bit defensive here. As you can just see just how slow they are without a dry setup here, but through the corners here and on braking, they are just so much more confident than me, as I kind of run them out of space there, but I kind of also got a lot of understeer through the second half of the hairpin, as once again Perez is going around our outside there, as we kind of shut the door him, as we will come on to the bus stop chicane here for the final time, as we will come through to win the Belgium Grand Prix over Perez and Sainz in 3rd, as Leclerc is in 5th.
Superb driving. That's the race win.
It was a magnificent race and a drive right out of the top draw to take the win for Renault. Anthony Davidson, what helped them deliver this result, do you think?
Well, keeping their tyre temperatures up in the tricky wet conditions was really important. There's not much grip out there at the best of times, and it's 10 times worse if you're out there on cold tyres. So the way they kept the rubber in its proper operating window was a huge advantage today.
As today's winners make their way up the podium steps, the team at Renault have shown once again what it takes to build a successful Formula One team. A well-deserved win for them. Let's have a look then at the drivers' standings.